and we're going to talk now. Well, we're going around the world. We'd like to spoil you. Derby Day, massive in Manchester, but it's massive around the world with City and United fans across the globe, of course. Brendan Smith is a big City fan who's getting together a City supporters group in Australia, and Tom O'Clair is a massive United fan in America who's even written a book about the Reds. So Brendan, just tell me, tomorrow when you're watching the game, what time will it be where you are?
Well, fellas, you hit the nail on the head there. It is a massive day around the world. You did that well. Tomorrow, when it kicks off, it will be almost about 11 o'clock p.m. for us.
So it's just a bit of a late drink for you Aussies types, then, isn't it?
I think that's actually classified as an early drink here.
So is there a big City following in Oz?
Well, look, about 3 years ago, there was me and another fella sitting in a pub begging them to put the game on the TV, and we've now got just over 200 members in the supporters club down here. So, yeah, we've grown over the last few years, and I think that's partly, in fact, that we can actually watch a lot more games now through Fox Sports coverage down here in Australia.
So, from Oz, let's nip a few thousand miles to Texas and talk to Tom O'Clair. Hiya, Tom.
Good morning to you, Jimmy.
Good morning. Go on, tell us exactly what time it is where you are.
Just after 8 a.m, Jim.
Do you know what? You don't sound very Texan, Tom.
I'm not Texan, born and bred in Cholton on Medlock, Jim.
So what are you doing in Texas then?
I married a Houstonian, Jim, just over 10 years ago. In fact, I came over on the Saturday after United won the treble in Barcelona.
What, you just won the European Cup and you decided to emigrate?
Yeah, on the Saturday after. I was in Barcelona and then on the Saturday I left Manchester.
But you tend to get United fans all over the world. You're in Houston, aren't you?
That's right, in Houston, Texas, Jim. It's a huge big city, 4.5 million people, and there's 80,000 Brits here, believe it or not.
And how many Reds?
Oh, thousands of them.
Any City fans?
Yeah, quite a lot of City fans.
Good.
Chelsea, Arsenal, Glasgow Celtic.
Just see it as missionary work, Tom. So what are your thoughts ahead of the derby then?
Well, it's a massive, massive game, Jim, for both teams and for both sets of fans. I mean, massive bragging rights at the end of it, and whoever loses, it's not going to be a pleasant 6-7 months till the next derby.
So what's your predictions then?
I think United will edge it. Being at Old Trafford, I'm just glad that this one isn't at the City of Manchester Stadium.
And where will you be watching it, Tom?
I'm going down to a pub, Jim. I've got to leave home round about 5:30 in the morning. I'm going to a pub called the Richmond Arms that show all the United games, and it'll be absolutely packed. There'll be plenty of City fans in there, plenty of United fans. Good breakfast, and the Guinness will be flowing. Sounds
like fun. Thanks for joining us, Tom. Now, okay. Brent, back in Oz, will you be watching it with all your pals as well?
We certainly will, mate. The Derby Day is always the biggest match of the year.
I thought you was supposed to like that Australian rules stuff.
Mate, you'll find that down here in Australia, we actually follow about 4 different types of football. You've got your Australian rules, you've got rugby league, rugby union, and football, or sometimes it gets called soccer, because if you say football down here, like there's so many kinds, you can get a bit confused.
Yeah, but you never see soccer in Neighbours, do you?
Maybe you don't, but oh well, if you Poms keep watching Neighbours like you do, maybe we'll incorporate it soon.
Go on, your prediction for the game then, Bren.
Prediction for the game? Well, look, I'd have to say that City has beat United with worse teams than we're going to put out tomorrow. And bearing in mind, we're going to put out a better team than Burnley put out this year, so you'd have to think that City would win, wouldn't you, based on that?
Well, you've sold me on the idea, Bren. You've sold me. Anyway, enjoy the game, mate. Thanks for joining us.
And, mate, just one final thing. We want to say a quick thank you to Cheers Bar in Sydney for looking after us, and to all the Blues back home who are supporting us here. And remember, the famous Man United may have gone to Rome to see the Pope, but you only have to come to Sydney to see the Blues.
Well, Brendan, if ever you have a supporters meeting and you fancy inviting me and Brian Clark, we'll come over and talk at your meeting. Just send us 2 first-class tickets.
You are more than welcome, boys.
Eddie Lomas is volunteering for that one as well.